Hey. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to start working nights, so I'm going to do, depending on how the schedule goes, I might start doing some lives like later in the evening on Friday nights, guys, okay? So, again, welcome to another episode of David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where your opinion is a lie. We'll go ahead and get right into it today. And what I'm going to talk about today, guys, is David talking to you, okay? Let's talk about your stage, buddy. David has basically set himself up for the dynamic to be a Christian rock star. That's what I've been discussing offline with some people here. Like this whole stage idea, okay? And I've done my research. Bye, David. Yo, Lord Pender, you my boy. So this whole stage idea, okay? It's being built at a place called Movie Prop Rentals, all right? I've done my research on this place. I've found out what they do, and this is a very well-known set design production studio warehouse place, okay? I've looked it up online, very professional. Um, these guys know what they're doing, okay? So David has this, he starts this idea about 2019 or 2020, I think. His virtual arena crusade day one is starting now. It's probably all fake, huh, Lord Pender? It's probably all reruns. I don't think he'll show up tonight. I think it's all going to be reruns, but we got to stick on the stage because that's what the stream is about today. But yeah, he's going to start running his fucking bullshit. I can't wait to see what he's going to come up with. Okay. So the stage idea, it should have probably been built in about 6 months to a year, probably, you guys. That's what it should have taken for this idea, for this stage to be completed, right? Here we are 4 years later. Yeah, more reruns, Lord Pender. Heck yeah. So more reruns. The stage idea, okay, we got to get in. We got to stick on that. Okay, right now, lumber prices are starting to level out. But through the pandemic, they were some of the highest prices. My neighbor's a contractor, builds houses, said it's the highest he'd ever seen wood in his life, ever. So if David was going to be building through this, the lumber prices, the inflation prices on this thing were just going to be absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so say he starts the project, and initially it was going to cost about, let's say, $3 million. Okay, let's just throw a number out there, $3 million. No, he'll need multiple, Lord Pender. He'll need multiple, and that's kind of the scam with the Convoy of Miracles, the Arena Crusade, converting the trailers. He can't use them all. Yeah, the stage is a fucking ridiculous idea, you guys. It really is. It is the dumbest idea. Along with the trucks, along with the Convoy of Miracles. Yeah, Cookie Monster, the stage is gaudy, dude. You look at it and it's just like, really, David? It's probably to make up for his man size, for his fucking small manhood. Like, you see the size of that thing, right? Financially, he can't do it. He can't. He's already put in over $1 million on that stage, guys, okay? Manny Guzman, what's up, my boy? Talking about David's ridiculous stage. Manny Guzman, you work in arenas, don't you? You work in, like, that's like your forte, right? Something like that, or you work in, like, along those areas in entertainment? What do you think of David's stage? Yeah, and you see how big the lions were? It's like he had to have these big lions because David's such a small and insignificant little man. Like, he has to have something bigger, like, to make him think, like, for people to make him think that he's really something that he's not. And, like, if you watch the build videos of this production company, like, you see this thing they're building in this warehouse. I mean, how does anybody in the cult not see through this, okay? That's what I'm asking. Okay, but I see Madison. Okay, Manny Guzman. Okay. Hey, my boy Chris Khan.
That's right, I said it.
So what do you think, Chris Khan? The stage.
Don't call him David.
Don't call him David. Right, absolutely. And here's the thing: there's no cost justification. There's no oversight. Everybody in that cult's telling, "Hey, that's a good idea, David. Let's do that. That's a great idea." Let's build a stage and we'll go do these miracle arena crusades and you'll heal everybody. Yeah, it takes. It's a joke. It's a joke. The stage is a joke. Dumping millions, lumber prices, labor, storage. All right, now he's got to transport it, load, unload. He's got to have labor unions set it up at the arenas, everything. It is just a huge money pit that David's created. Again, I just shit. I just got a message from my boy Dice. Said they're watching live from all over the world. Oh, here we go. God, they look like shit, man. This is where they're at. There's nobody in there, right? Nobody's in there. They got people up there singing. I hope we see his ass today. I doubt we will, though. Look at that. Full of people. Full of people. Look. See how many people he's watching? People watching from all over the world. 32 people live chatting. Some of them are us. Like, really? This is, David, this is what you've resorted to? This is what you've resorted to. Like, is this the only concubine left? Yeah. He's got it all blinged out in some fake diamonds and shit like that, you know? Anyways, back to the stage. Okay, the stage is a joke, David. If you were going to complete the stage right now, you would have done it already, dude. You should have probably pulled a loan for it, really. Instead of... What I'm thinking is he was most likely paying it installments or some shit like that. David wasn't going to pull a loan for that. That would have probably been the right thing to do. And I put that out in the real world and just come back and that would have been the right thing to do. Pull a loan, pay it off all at once. Lumber, you would just have to pay for the labor at the end, all that shit, you know? But given inflation... You know, again, Thice, my boy here, he's also in with entertainment and knows what it costs to build a stage like this. And it's not just wood, guys. You're talking like support beams, all this, you know, all this other rigging equipment, stage equipment, things I have no idea about. But yeah, anybody who wants to know if David's booked for the Amway, call and ask. Call and ask or go online and look. I've looked numerous times. I've even called and they said, nope, he's not booked. He's not booked. He hasn't been. He hasn't been since that fucking first time he put the little thing up when he came out. I'm going to fill this place with 20,000 people. The Miracle Arena Crusade, it's going to be great. I'm going to have this wonderful stage and everybody's going to be here. 20,000 people are going to be healed of cancer and sickness. Yeah, fucking right. It's not going to happen. One, again, we talked the cost of the Amway last night, okay? Chris Com, I'll get with you offline about that, my guy. So yeah, Amway, that stage, it's not going to happen. Not happening. I just texted you, Chris Com. Yeah, David will never book the Amway. Never. He probably had it booked at one time, right? And I'm sure you probably have to pay like some kind of fee to put yourself on the schedule, right? That's what I'm thinking. And then you got to pay concession fees. You got to pay police, medics, parking. You got to pay everything. No, David doesn't give refunds. No, there's no fucking way. Anybody who gave money to this stage is not happening. All right, if they called and solicited deposit from you saying, oh, we're building this wonderful stage and we're going to travel around with it, it's not going to happen. Ask anybody in this cult needs to question their leader. You guys need to question David. hey, when is the stage going to be finished? You know, when are we going to do the Amway? You keep pushing it off year after year, but hey, it's open. They're hosting events right now, right? So, David, why you continue to lie to people about what the money is for? Yeah, he'll eat that money before refunding it. Yeah, so if anybody's donated, check this out. Check this out. If anybody has donated to David's Amway Arena Deposit Fund and the Amway doesn't happen, okay, which it's not going to, you can file suit against it. Man, you could possibly file suit against the Amway for allowing false advertising. That's where this is, that you could absolutely do that because David's using the Amway Arena to falsely advertise and solicit deposits to his bank account for the Amway Arena. There's no fucking way David's gonna fill it up with 20,000 people. He's full of shit. He's trying to emulate Benny Hinn. That's what he's trying to do with this stage, and he wants to go up there and wave his fucking shirt around and knock people over like he's fucking Jedi Master and shit. No, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, he's blowing the money on real estate. Exactly. He's taking the money, saying he's gonna do the Amway, build the stage, and all this other shit. But if anybody's watching from David's cult, he's buying real estate with it. And what are they doing? They're signing it over to the church. That way they can say, "Oh, we don't know anything about that. It's church property now." Yeah, I saw the one with the Jedi where somebody put a sword in his hand and she was like, and that's what David wants to do. The first time I saw David do the little thing, he's like, "I need a mic up here," and he's like, "I'm gonna blow in here and everybody's gonna fall over." He's like, starts blowing in the mic and people are like, fucking falling over and shit. I'm like, part of the scam. Part of the scam. Right? Again, the stage, that's what David wants the stage for. He wants to go he wants to go to the Amway Arena. Right? He wants to travel around like Benny Hinn and fucking blow in the mic and wave his fucking jacket around and knock people over like they're fucking bowling pins from his stage. Right? That stage is ridiculous. There's been no cost justification on it. And that's the thing. Again, I recommend anybody who's in David's organization who has given money to this to start questioning him. Ask for your return form, your 990 and all that stuff. Ask for it. Ask to see where the invoices, the receipts, the everything for the stages. You guys are able to get that information because you're the donor. I should possibly be able to get it too because if David's so open and transparent about his money, okay, where's all the money going, David? Are you still building the stage? Have you called and made any arrangements to have more money paid against it or anything like that? What's up? Calling you out on your stage now, David. Okay? Your stage is a fucking joke. The lumber prices are ridiculous still. Man hours, storage, everything. Dice, you'd have to ask Michelle, my man. You'd have to ask Michelle. I don't think we're going to see him at all. Hey, Thice, Michelle's got something to say to you.
Don't call him David. Don't call him David. Don't call him David.
Don't call him David. The scam David is selling is so bad to know that he has followers. Yeah, and I'm with you, Manny Guzman. Absolutely. It's mind-boggling.
Don't call him David.
It really is. We're sitting back here like, how do people not see the scam? Right? The stage is absolutely ridiculous. He's putting videos up about it. Oh, the stage is still being built. I'll bet that motherfucker's in storage collecting fees right now, not being built. Who's going to set your stage up for you, David? Who's going to tear it down? Tony and Ashley and Steve and fucking Joseph? You? Michelle? Really? Who's going to tear down and set up that fucking monstrosity set? Not your cult members, David. They can't. You've already said that they break shit as it is.
Don't call him David. Don't call him David. Don't call him David.
That's right, I said it. But Thais, I honestly think we won't see him live this year. Look. Look, he's got the concubine singing in a fucking empty sanctuary. Like, really, dude? Look, empty sanctuary, watch. I don't think we'll see him, Thais. There's 46 watching and 6 likes. Shit. You know, and it doesn't bother me. Like, it's good that there's 9 people watching and 10 likes, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, he can't do anything. It's like, yeah, all those people dressed as empty seats. Yeah. Yeah. It just shows the whole stage set is a joke. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe he's going to set it up in his new sanctuary. And here's the thing, right? Apparently, they sold the building to JMMI building. Why are they still running it as JMMI? Dude, there's a lot of shady shit going on with real estate here, guys. Really, there is, man. There's a lot of shady shit going on with the real estate. Like, they basically sold the JMMI building because it's been revoked tax ID number. They sold JMMI to KOGGC. It's a fucking shady ass real estate deal. No bullshit. They sold the building to themselves. They bought the building from themselves, basically. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. The JMMI building was sold, and they're still using it as JMMI, but they bought and sold it to KOGGC. So, stage idea, again, think of lumber prices, guys. Let's just get on that. The lumber prices. I put that information out into the real world already this year about lumber prices to all kinds of different people, not just one source, but numerous sources. People who actually build stages, set them up, tear them down, labor unions, things like that. They said it is absolutely ridiculous. Chris Calm, dude, he's part of our group now. He was in the chat the other night, my man. He was in the chat the other night, and he said that he's going to stop giving to David. Actually, 2 people, Chris. 2 people came forward and said, "Hey, we're not going to give him any more money." Yeah, he's in our group now, dude. He was in the chat the other night, and he said, and dude, he's welcome, dude. We want him to be here, you know, for sure. Bobby Ross is his name, so big shout out to you, dude. Big fucking shout out to you, dude, for standing up to the truth, man. Yeah, pretty much, Manny Guzman. You could start a sneaker cult of Nikes and shit, bro. You can start any kind of fucking religious cult organization you want, dude. I'm still sitting here watching this chick just fucking. He is good. He is good. Sorry, guys. Feel the power of the Holy Ghost. Hallelujah, brothers and sisters. Yeah, you know what, Chris Calm? I don't think he did. Dude, that guy was smart, bro. He was questioning it, dude. That's why he called. So kudos to you, dude. Welcome to the group. David can't fuck with you, don't let him. Hey, Bobby Ross, shout out to you. Hey, if David starts giving you shit, you call us, dude. We'll deal with it, dude. If David starts calling you and asking you for more fucking money, let us know. Let us know. Actually, David, you better stop asking him for fucking money, dude. You sack of shit. David, I'm talking to you. Stop asking him for money. Don't do that. You stop asking people for money like that, David. You do your own fucking begging. Scam somebody else, man. Scam your family or some shit, David. Don't scam other people. You're a scam artist. Scam artist David E. Taylor. Scam artist, apostle, prophet, David E. Taylor, false prophet, sack of shit, liar. That's what you are, David. Again, stage idea. Why don't you, with all that money, David, instead of building that stage, why didn't you maybe go help actually feed the homeless or something like that instead? You know? Why not sell a few of your mansions or some bullshit and a few of your Bentleys or your fucking exotic cars and, you know, why don't you really do some good with the money instead of just be a money-hungry piece of shit? Yeah, there's a low, then there's a David low. Yeah. I'm starting to say what in the David E. Taylor now instead of what the fuck. I'm like, what in the David E. Taylor? Should be a new meme. What in the David E. Taylor? So stage again, what does everybody think on that? Let's get your guys' input. You know, whoever's in the chat, let's get your guys' input. What do you guys think? Money, I mean everything. The money's just huge on it, guys. He's not gonna finish it. Anybody who thinks he's gonna finish that stage, it would have been done already, okay? Smash that like too when you get in here. Hit that like or dislike. Oh, the picture I sent you? So that was from Michael Perry. Thank you that he sent me this picture last night. There's David E. Taylor as a gangster, everybody. He's all. David E. Taylor, guys. Somebody found a yearbook photo of this idiot. Look at him. David E. Taylor, not a gangster. Yeah, and I think he was in like a brass, like he was in the brass and wind instruments and shit. And I'm trying to figure if he played the flute, which I'm. Let's see what he did. That was from Michael Perry. He found a yearbook photo. Fucking laughed my ass off, dude. Brass and percussion. Okay, so brass. I wonder what he played. I wonder if he played drums. Probably. He could have played drums. I don't see how he can. He has no rhythm or like talent or anything like that. Then he also got, check this out. He also got best dressed apparently in yearbook. So there he is, best dressed. There's another photo of him I have here too. That he sent, this guy sent. Look who's in the background with the fucking chef hat on. Look at David. Look, there's David in the back. Right there. No bullshit. See with the big chef hat on, his fucking head sticking out. I'm guessing he took home ec food. It says Hero Food Management. David's food management is fitting as many Big Macs in his mouth at one time as possible. That's his food management theory. Back to the stage, David. Like, David, some of the shit we're coming across, dude, is just absolutely... Dude, we're back here rolling at you, dude. And you really think you're this great prophet and apostle, dude. Chef Boyer doo-doo. Dude. Man, you can't make this up, bro. You can't, dude. These are like yearbook pictures and shit. That's funny, man. That was the first time I'd ever seen that picture, you know? And I'm like, dude, check this guy out. Like, he really thinks he's like fucking Chef Boyer D and shit. But I think my favorite one was him in band like this, like he's thug life and shit. And somebody left a comment earlier how David never being a gangster. Yeah, he's never been a gangster. And what this person said, like, David's idea of being a gangster was probably like going to the store and stealing some Cheetos and shit after he got high and him and his friends got the munchies. And like, that was the gang that he was in. And that's the only ever type of gangster shit that he did. Go steal a bag of Cheetos. Chef Boyer Bodie. This is great, man. This is great. I mean, David, we're unfolding all your lies. We're peeling back your lies one at a time. Your stage, again, isn't going to work, man. I mean, David, you got your concubine in empty sanctuary. Look, dude. Really, David? Why aren't you holding services? Oh, because COVID? No, COVID's pretty much done and over with, you weirdo. You're just using that to keep everybody fooled and brainwashed. I mean, you got... I think that's Kayla. I don't know if that's Kayla Klein. I just got a comment from Residential Centers of St. Louis Lease to Own. I wonder what they're going to get David this year for his birthday. A jet, another G6, and is he going to give it back? Are they going to get him another Bentley? Yep. Can you imagine the pressure this church places on elderly followers or those unable to see around corners? I can only guess that they are strong arming them to give or sign off. Yep. Yes. I guarantee David is strong arming people to give over their shit. Yep. Repeated phone calls. Yep. You guys, this is... people ask why I do this. People ask why I'm so persistent. Why I do this? Why I haven't given up? Why? 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 Like Eddie Murphy. Why? I do this because persistence is what it takes. Persistence is what it takes. Perseverance is what it takes. It takes steadfast. It takes somebody willing to stand up and take the time to do the research to really become the beast. Really, like to become David. It was like I live in I'm Dave. I think David, not 24/7, but the amount of research we've done on him, it's just I can pretty much tell you everything about the guy. Name, date of birth, social security number, where he's lived, what he's done in his life, where he's gone. What do you guys want to know? This is what it takes. It's taken survivors. There are survivors that I talk to in this, and what they say thank you. I'm not here to be a hero, guys. I'm just here that I want our government to do our job. That's it. I want our government to pay attention to these cults, to the money laundering operations, to how they're, running these fucking call center fucking scams. I mean, look at this. That's what they're doing. Cold calls. And they're no doubt calling relentlessly. David, he'll be 50 this year. August 3rd, 1972 is his birthday. He'll be 50 this year. Look at this. In an empty sanctuary again. So David will be 50 this year. You want his social security number? Have that too. His social security number's on the internet, man. That's the cool thing about it. His social security number's on the internet. They've tried to get me for that. They sent me a cease and desist right here, actually, saying that I have his and Michelle's social security number. But the only one that I have is David's. And that was found on the internet. On a public domain. Yep, all the bands got masks on. They must be COVID scared. Somebody must have got COVID in there, guys, right? They all got masks on. They all got masks on. Somebody's scared of COVID in there. What do you guys think? I think David got COVID. I really think he did. I don't think we're going to see him. I'll be surprised if we see him. I'm surprised he doesn't have like the rest of the concubines up there with them, like singing and praising. I mean, I'm a little bummed that I got to work tonight, but it's cool. It's cool. The work is good because you know what? It's going to help with the channel in the end. It's going to help with the channel. It's going to help the channel get better. And we're going to go bigger, farther, longer, better. Yeah, he's got everybody in the band with masks on. And he's got a 3-man band too. And this is one of the Klein sisters. And it's almost like she's dyed her hair like a silver now. Man, David, what do you do? What do I do? Oh, I try not to share too much about that. Manny Guzman, if you want to talk to me offline, dude, I'll jam with you, dude. I'll rap with you offline. But I don't share too much about my personal life here. Certain people I do. There's certain people I talk to offline that, have a good deal about my personal life and a little bit more about me. But I really try not to share too much here. I mean, again, David knows who I am. He knows where I live. He's got my address. He sent me a fucking cease and desist. I still maintain like that sense of privacy out here because this is YouTube, bro. This is YouTube, dude. You never know what people are fucking capable of, dude. You really don't. You really don't. So I set up like, Manny, there's a Google Voice number you can text me at, dude. Shit like that. But yeah, no, I'm gonna start working nights and shit, dude. So we might be. Oh shit! Here's Ashley and Joseph.
Oh God, we give you this time, Father. We give you these services, and we welcome you here in the mighty name of Jesus.
Mighty name, brothers and sisters. Amen, brothers and sisters. I feel the Lord, holy Jesus.
To this mighty virtual miracle arena.
Mighty miracles with Apostle David E. Taylor.
And we are
David E.
here
Failure.
for this morning under divine decree, under this great covenant of salvation of our Lord Jesus Christ and the face-to-face covenant that He has made with His Taylor, and he has promised to walk into your homes, walk into your cities, walk into your neighborhoods, walk into your nation, wherever you're watching. This is your moment for divine breakthrough, divine healing, and divine release from all of God's promises that he has for you.
Joseph, you're full of
Give him
shit.
praise and thanks in advance for what he's about to. Come on, give him one more big shout of praise. We're so thankful to be here today. So thankful. And Pastor Asher, we are just so grateful to be here. It's finally here.
I don't hear any shouts of praises, anybody.
Miracle Arena Crusade of the year happening right now. This very
Got 52 states watching from the USA.
So thankful, so grateful for what's happening, and so thankful for our apostle who is in Shutaway right now, praying for his people, praying for us, and we know that there's something mighty in store for us these next couple days.
Yes, we are so thankful for what Apostle Taylor is doing in Shutaway right now, as he's been in there for 2 long years. This is the longest Shutaway he has ever done. It is just amazing, this precious price that he is paying for us all right now, for your nation, for your state, for your city, wherever you're watching from. I know we have almost 190 nations that are tuning in, but Apostle is paying the price right now.
190 nations, but only 54 people watching.
Your area changed, and we are
going to Joseph's on a lobster diet too.
Paying the price for the glory of God to sweep across all the nations. This
most likely hospice, man. Reports I got, dude, is there were nurses down there, dude.
And we are so excited to welcome you today to the first service of the 2022 Miracle Arena Crusade.
Woo!
Get ready and be expectant.
That's right, get ready.
2022 Miracle Arena Crusade, everybody, here we go!
Thankful for his son,
Preaching to an empty fucking crowd.
Holy Spirit, who are here right now in covenant with their friend Apostle Taylor.
Apostle Taylor, their friend Apostle David E. Taylor.
Your sacrifice for being in Shutaway now these over 2.5 years. We thank you, sir, and are so grateful that in the midst of that you are doing this for God's
Facts, Chris Comm. Facts.
Appreciate you, sir. You know, wherever you're at right now, just thank God for Apostle. We welcome.
Yeah, she's being abused.
God's face-to-face message.
Yeah, dude, she's being abused, bro.
For Apostle today, because he is God's friend. He is bringing the kingdom, and we just say, blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord. Apostle's bringing the name, the word.
Yeah, David fucks everybody with a heartbeat.
Face to face, the Lord has come down on earth working with them.
Looks like fucking Joseph's turning into a glutton too, man. Joseph, you're getting a little thick around the midwaist, dude. Oh, here we go. We see what we're about to miss here. Awesome morning session. Here we go. Everybody register now for the 2022 Miracle Arena Crusade. Look at this idiot. Smash that like, yo. Ooh. This is my favorite infomercial of his. Four months into Shutaway, everybody, he starts to glow. The realm of power, everybody. David E. Taylor, the realm of power. $8 billion souls at one time, everybody. We're gonna harvest souls at one time.
Millions will get saved. We will see a revival and a revolution that will change.
Kid Frost has been with us since the beginning too, bro.
We will see true revival again. We will see true signs and wonders again.
All this medical equipment, he bought it at thrift stores and shit, stole it, shit like that. I like how he makes the music sound like really intense. It's like do 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 do. Like this really. This was one of us right here. That one? I think that was Kid Frost saying the tumor fell off. No bullshit, I think that was one of us that night. So you guys look. David's all bullshit. Hey, Ashley Kumar, good morning. Yeah, like a new Terminator movie, right? It's like the promo for a Terminator movie. Okay, so now he's an evangelist. So now he's no longer an apostle. Everybody heard that, okay?
This is amazing.
Praise God, my daughter just woke up from a coma today, Apostle.
Okay, he's been called apostle here.
Taylor isn't shut away. He's praying over you.
I have all of your names written down in here. I pray over your names.
The 2022 Global American Virtual Arena Miracle Crusade with Evangelist David E.
Now he's an evangelist. Hey, Booty Bandit, what's up? Good to see you.
7 p.m. daily. Join face-to-face live on Zoom.
That's right. Pull up the wonderful people on here. I want to see them. Look at this. I love you guys.
I love you guys.
And in 2023, get ready for the Global American Amway Arena Miracle Crusade with Evangelist David E. Taylor.
Fucking lie.
July 21st to the 22nd, 2023, where you will meet with God.
So,
Experience the miracles.
The Lord is coming down to stand on the stage in this arena. We are going to see how to do
that Amway video was shot back in like 2019 or 2020.
Send your prayer request to David E. Taylor while he is in Shut Away. 1-877-843-4567. Join face-to-face live on Zoom. Registration is free. Virtual seats are free. Visit 2022arena.com.
Holy shit, David. Come on, man. Give it up, dude. Give up your Amway.
We are so excited to welcome all of you. There are very special services that Apostle has lined up for you. It is going to be so spectacular. Many of you that joined in last year know how absolutely amazing it was.
Ashley, get out.
Just a little bit of, just a few clips there of just some of the amazing miracles that
Get out,
happened.
Ashley.
I mean, these miracles are so
You and Joseph sitting up here
powerful.
preaching this
God's
bullshit
word that just
is a joke.
released through the TV screen. I am telling you, right there where you are sitting, whatever you are going through, whatever sickness you are going through, God is.
Yep, it's all about the scam. That's Joseph. That's Joseph on the voiceover. That's Joseph on the voiceover. Hey Thor, good morning, sir. How you doing? Yeah, we're talking David's bullshit ass scam, man. The stage that's not gonna work. How it'll never work because it's just it's a fucking money pit. Yeah, Thor's my boy. Thor's my boy. Yep. The Thor's an XJW member, and he's put in a lot of good insight on this channel, man. Definitely, Thor's definitely put in some good insight on the channel, man. Have a special service just for celebrating David E. Taylor. But tonight today we're talking about the stage. I gotta stick on the stage, guys. I really do. Money, just money, right? And with that stage, guys. That stage, right? When you build something like that, and Thais could probably tune in on this, is it costs a lot of money for lumber, right? It costs money to set it up, tear it down. You got union reps, laborers. Then also, you have to keep in contact with those companies that are building those kind of things. You can't just call them once a week and you can't just call, once a month, be like, yeah, that's fine. Oh, Daphne, yeah. Dude, a lot of these people, Daphne, are trapped. A lot of these people are trapped in there.
Calm and joy as all of heaven is celebrating. David E. Taylor began his ministry at the age of 17 after Jesus first appeared to him face to face. Celebrating over 33 years of ministry.
Look at this picture of this place up.
Jesus.
I can't believe this guy, dude. How is anybody believing this idiot?
Currently doing the longest shutaway in history. Now for 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Don't miss out. Join the Jubilee celebration of our
Jubilee.
50th birthday.
Jubilee celebration.
At 7 p.m. EST.
Yes, there are lives at stake. Yes, there are.
1877 The Glory.
The Glory.
How awesome. Call that number
Just totally
1877,
awesome.
The Glory. It is going to be
The
spectacular.
glory hole, huh?
And here we are now getting right into it for the book. So make sure that you check your time zone and you tune in. So there'll be the morning session here. And then
Thor's on it.
Prophet
Thor's on it. There's real lives at stake here, guys.
together for the 7
With all the facade and the stage and the buildings and the houses and all that other bullshit, that's all just a front, man.
Saturday in the morning. Bishop Scott will be once again with us.
It's all a front.
Amen. And then at 2 p.m., Apostle's great friend, just a wonderful spiritual mother that he has talked so highly about. You've seen this video that Apostle posted from Shut Away. Apostle was sharing that testimony about Apostle kinship. And this is such an amazing woman of God that Apostle wants to come and share the word with us. She'll be sharing at 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Acting like he's Jesus. Absolutely right. Fuck yeah.
Don't call him David.
Don't call him David. Yeah, David is fucking people over. That's what he's doing. That's David's persona. That's his MO. With all the money and the stage building and all this stuff that's going on around, it's all... Hell yeah, Thor, you call in anytime, dude. Phone's right here, man. You call me right now, dude. You got my personal number. You call me, dude. You call me.
Don't call him David.
Don't call him David.
Don't call him David.
That's right, I said it.
That's right, I said it.
That's right, I said it. That's right, I said it. That's right, I said it.
Yep, Daphne, this is just a start. I can't do more than one. I can't. I've tried and it's too overwhelming. It's too overwhelming for me to do more than one at a time. It really is. I tried to, and it damn near made me sick. I have to do one at a time. It's better for my health. It's better for my mental health, really. I can't do two. I tried going after House of Prayer Christian Church at the same time.
That's right, I said it.
But can't do it, dude. I tried.
Don't call him David.
I really did, Daphne. I tried, and my goal is Joel Osteen or Kenneth Copeland. He's gonna kick the fucking bucket anyway, so I'm not even gonna fuck with him. All right, that guy's just a piece of shit as it is. We all know that. He's kind of one of those untouchables. I got you, Thor. I'm gonna text you right now. Yeah, Catherine Crick. Well, you know, Catherine Crick, she's going to be around. But Joel Osteen, I mean, yeah, Catherine Crick, but there's a different dynamic to her. Yeah. Catherine Lunatic Crick, yeah, she's a fucking psycho.
Yes, where I teach leaders.
Where I teach leaders.
We may work out of our little home or
It's a Gucci chef hat.
we take laptops. I'm sure you got a laptop, right?
You got a laptop, right?
Yeah, this isn't about me.
This isn't about me. Hey, Thor, I just texted you, my brother. Actually, I'll just go ahead and give you a call. Hang on. Calling Thor. He wants to talk. Hey, Thor, what's up, man? You're live, brother.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
No, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to hear from you. How you doing? You want to talk today?
Oh, sure, because, this morning when I woke up, I didn't have to work, and I
That's
heard
right,
you
I
had
see.
a early live stream. I'm like, thank God. It's on one hand, it's a great thing that we can, talk about David. On the other hand, there's other things people that are protecting David are using. So it's kind of a dichotomy. But the bottom line is, if David's healthy, he wouldn't be putting out one thing where, even though he looks like he has lost some weight, but he doesn't have the it doesn't look like he has the strength or the energy to do what he claims the Lord has given him to do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, what do you make of the whole stage thing and all that? I'm thinking he doesn't have the energy to get up on stage and do that.
Well, the whole thing about the stage is a stage only works if you validate it. Now, Alex, I've played music. I've never used that to pay my bills. I've had other skills. But the minute you get on a stage, if you can validate the stage being there, no issue. If you're a top-lining evangelist or a musician, whatever, you can pay for the stage. The stage and the convoy in this whole thing isn't it interesting how David claimed he needed a convoy of trucks, he needed a stage, but yet COVID kept him from doing that. Well, didn't the Lord tell him when COVID would break out, a stage and a convoy wouldn't work? Because when David said he would love to go ahead and book an arena date, but if not enough people come in, he can't book it. But he had no problem 2 years earlier saying, book your tickets, send me money, do all your shit, but all of a sudden I can't do it because we can't get enough people in there. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yep. Well, not even that. He's saying, "Oh, we don't want to start a super spreader, and it's closed, and we don't want to spend the money on something like that to get all these people sick, right?" But David's saying, "Hey, bring your sick and dead. We're gonna heal them."
Right.
David, you're dead to rights, dude. You're full of shit, man.
Well, the one thing, and I remember the first conversation I had with you because I had become aware of, Peter Popoff and these other faith preachers through James Randi, he was an atheist, but he was a magician, and all he did was he just showed how you could use sleight of hand and just dupe people in the name of religion. Now,
yeah,
if David Taylor had the ability to heal people, I would love him to do one thing: walk into a cancer center for children live and cure people, and then validate after they get a scan, MRI, CAT scan, oh, cancer's gone. If David can cure cancer, go into these cancer centers and do this shit. Don't do a revival where, as we all know, you see the same people over and over getting healed, but can David give one name of person he healed? One person of cancer, one person of AIDS, one person of whatever. Nope, can't do it.
Never has, never will.
Right. And I think, and this is one thing I wanted to, touch on.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to believe that faith and good living can produce miracles. I'm not here to say that doesn't happen. I'm here to say, if you're looking at these clowns that have millions of dollars of assets, that claim they can do something, claim it once, prove it one time.
Yep.
And I think I remember when I first met you, the time that James Randi was on Johnny Carson and
yep.
proved Peter Popoff wrong. And then it took 10 years, and then he comes back, and he's still making tens of millions of dollars again, because Americans forget.
Yep. I'm not going to forget this. I'm not going to forget what David's doing. This is bullshit.
Right.
This is bullshit. Right. It's bullshit what he's doing. Right. And you being an ex-witness, you sitting back and watching the same thing. The same thing's happening with the Church of Scientology, the Jehovah's Witness still, everything. They're all running these huge trafficking money laundering scams.
Mormons.
And they're using the government as a shield, basically. They're playing with fire. What they're doing, they're like, hey, we can light a match and throw it in the gas, and you guys can't do shit to us about it.
Right.
Basically, that's how they're taking
Right.
abuse of the system.
Right. Which here is how we get into a dichotomy, because if spirituality is real and there's a real God, real Jesus, I don't know. I haven't experienced that, and I will never put anyone down for living that life ethically.
Yep.
If you're unethical and you use the word God and Jesus,
like David does.
Well, sure. You open yourself up to the condemnation after life, but I think David is in a position where he knows that all he can do is get for what he can get for today, which again it's a dichotomy, because he's disproving his thoughts about the afterlife. Because to me, I get really funky if there's a business dealing and someone has a problem with me, and there could be a $10 issue. If you look down the service ticket and they're like, okay, this is what I have to pay, and if they have a discrepancy about that, if I can prove it, that's fine. And if it's worth my while to let it go, I'll do that just to avoid controversy. But I'm getting back to, these people are promising people salvation,
hope,
and go ahead.
No, they're promising like salvation and hope and Jesus.
Well, they're promising salvation and spiritual truth. And to me, spiritual truth, if there's one person that had spiritual truth, I think the whole human race would know it. And if David claims COVID kept him from dispensing spiritual truth, because I heard the video that you put up where David said, well, the only reason we have a problem is COVID, and then we can't book the arena center because of money. And if we book it and the government only restricts us to what, 1/2 or 1/4 capacity, well then book it according to 1/2, 1/4 capacity.
I don't know if you can do that. It's either all or none with those kind of places.
But my whole point is, that was the point he was making.
Yeah.
Because to me, going back to when I was a witness, I remember working with elders and people when we would book, and we're talking Dodger Stadium, dude. We're talking big things for district conventions for the witnesses, 45,000 people. And if for some reason, let's just say hypothetically in 1986, you could only book half of Dodger Stadium, okay, now you know you've got 22,500 people.
Yeah.
Half of it.
Yep.
Then you pay for half of it. If you believe you're going to get a kickback on what you book for, you're fine. But David's whole bullshit about you would have liked the Amway arena or whatever the arena is, whatever. But COVID is keeping us closed down from booking it. You know, fuck you, pal, because you can book.
Such a liar.
You can book, if you can't do the Amway, you can book another amphitheater within probably 10 miles. He's full of shit. David is holding the money he got not only from what you did yesterday, you know, the convoy, but the bottom line is, I just wish these guys would prove, and David has to be the goofiest televangelist that, you know, at least Kenneth Copeland, he's creepy, and when he gets funky, he gets angry and his eyes open up. All right, whatever. But David's like this he's like the Fat Albert version of evangelism. He's like, who the fuck is this guy? And I don't mean to use bad language, bro.
No, do it.
But he's the Fat Albert version of evangelism. But the fact that he's bought all these mansions, I think he's just diverting his money. And when the shit comes down, it's going to take another couple years to prove the assets and, dissolve the, proof of where the money is. And I think he'll probably even end up at the end of the day without being charged.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Very good. There's a very high chance of that too, because white collar crimes are some of the hardest to prosecute at the end of the day.
Right.
They really are. Cents on the dollars, guys. You get pennies on the dollar when you prosecute white collar crimes with the IRS and shit like that.
Right, which to me is fine, because, I think about a lot of things, and I'm thinking, okay, the day I kick the bucket, and I think about, God, is there a person I should have apologized to? I can think about that a lot.
Yeah.
If David has to enter the day he kicks the bucket, and we're talking millions. We're talking about broken promises. We're talking about him claiming to be Jesus, which, Alex, and I know you've said this many times, I'm not a believer. You're not a believer. But for God's sakes, I believe the word Jesus has a very special value in American culture. And you better not disrespect it just the same way I would think about Buddha. And
I believe you. I'm there with you. Yeah, with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't use a name.
Yeah. Yeah.
For your personal benefit, because who am I to say on one day is someone going to reveal themselves? I don't know. I probably doubt it. But to use the name Jesus, which, by the way, was just a beautiful narrative in the human experience. This guy is raised, heals the sick, feeds the hungry, talks about love. To me, okay, at that moment, the historical and the person of Jesus wins my vote. Whether or not he was real is immaterial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's all bullshit. Everything they do is bullshit, basically.
Well, it is. And
Manny Guzman, hold on. Hey, this is my boy Thor, dude. He's good people, dude. I like the way he talks, dude. Yeah, I know. It's cool. He's here to educate us, man. This guy's ex-witness, bro. This guy spent 15 years in the witness, bro. You should probably pay attention real close to him, dude. He's put out a lot of good information about the dynamics of these cults, dude. And he's been out here, too. There's absolutely human trafficking going on. And nobody says shit about it?
Right. And like I said before, Alex, whenever you have a, high control cult, they're going to focus on teenage women.
Yep.
They're going to turn them against their parents. Like you said last night, the best way to establish a cult is tell your family or put them in a position where you have to choose. Because if you lose your mother and father, David becomes your mother and father.
Michelle and David. Michelle Maxwell, Michelle Maxwell and David Epstein. Or Ghislaine Brannon. That's what I started, because we're relating them now to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, pretty much, right. Because of their cycle of abuse, what they're doing to people, how they're coercing people, trafficking people into the cult. David is no doubt sexually manipulating the women when the men get there.
Right. Because the minute you lose, or someone convinces you to lose your mother and father figure, David's right there. Because Big Daddy can handle everything. This goes back to the song Mother by Pink Floyd on the Wall.
Mother, do you think they'll like this song? I fucking love that album. Yeah. Yeah. Mother, do you try to think they'll break my balls?
Exactly. and you get into this dysfunction where these cults are not only finding mother and father figures, but especially if you get teenagers, you're getting into sexual identity, which when you capture people at this point, and this goes back to the witnesses, like we mentioned the first time we talked about the Royal Australian Commission
Yep.
hiding
Pedophiles.
pedophilia. Exactly.
I'm sure you're aware of the Franklin cover-up too, right?
Okay, when you say the Franklin cover-up, by whom?
That was by the government. It was a senator. I forget his first name. His name was Franklin, but he was doing some pedophilia shit like that and having like hosting parties in hotels and stuff with little kids and drugs and stuff.
Okay, when you say...
That was back in the 80s, I believe.
But, I mean, what country, what...
That was here. That was here in America, dude.
Well, okay, what area?
Oh, it was within the government. The Franklin cover-up, and let me give you just a bit of background on it.
All right.
I'm just learning about it, so I'm not too fully versed, but it was a senator.
Okay.
And he was Franklin cover-up, child abuse, Satanism, and murder in Nebraska. That's where it was happening out of.
Wow.
Yep. And this happened back in 1988. And how they found out about it was the IRS went and audited the bank, right? Found out like the bank had way more money than it was supposed to. And then they started digging into they found a whole plethora of shit, man. It was bad. You're talking high-ranking senators. The Bush's name came up in it. Dude, real shit, Thor. Yeah. Happened in our own country, man. Our own country covered up a pedophilia ring within our own government.
Right. Now, this is something that really bothers me now, because when you look at...
David?
Not only... Well, I'm getting to that. When you look at not only Gavin Newsom, but Nancy Pelosi, and how they're on the inside track of insider trading, and the government doesn't call them to account, because if you look at the profits Nancy Pelosi has enjoyed with her husband, which, by the way, when he got his DUI, if I was married to that woman, I would have had 20 DUIs, because there would be no way I could go home and handle looking at that evil woman.
Yeah. So our government's just as shady as the next, you guys.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a quote from a movie that never left me. Do you remember the movie Sneakers? With,
no.
Robert Redford, Sidney Poitier, Dan Aykroyd, and it had to do with IT hacking.
Okay.
And they broke a code where they were able to access, and it took them a long time, and they accessed this one chip you could put in any computer, and you could access the network for the traffic with the airlines.
Okay.
You could access the Internal Revenue Service. You could access the NSA. You could access the CIA. And Sidney Poitier, the minute they find out they plug this in, he said there's not a government on this earth that won't kill us for this thing. Now, I will admit, the United States would do the same thing, but I will still admit the United States is still the best country to live in.
Yep, I agree too.
When you talk about corruption, you can talk about anyone. And when I talk to certain people, I'm fiscally conservative. And if I talk to people that love Bill Clinton, Hillary, and Barack Obama, okay, for some reason, what bothers me is when some people cannot admit that their side has any corruption.
Yeah.
I'm the first person to say, if you're a Republican, you better believe there's corruption, because the minute you sign on that dotted line and become a politician, you're open to shit. And you're open to the crap that you really don't have the power you think you have, because the lobbyists and the people that have real power are paying the House of Representatives to pass bills. Has nothing to do with the president. I don't give a damn if it's Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, George Bush Sr. Shit happens, but there's still good politicians that are doing good things by the American people. Case in point, Trey Gowdy doesn't let anyone get away with shit. He's questioned.
I fucking love Trey Gowdy.
conservatives and
Liberals, Democrats. He's like, Trey Gowdy, that guy's a fucking beast, man. I miss that guy. I miss him, dude.
And I'm just begging for the day when I don't give a damn, because it seems like right now, if you identify as something, people sum up everything.
Yeah.
And if I say I'm a conservative, you can go back to Kennedy giving a speech in 1962.
Yeah.
And even though he was a Democrat, he was more conservative than a lot of these motherfuckers that identify as conservative today.
Yeah.
Because Kennedy did not like the fact that the CIA and the IRS and the NSA were not regulated. And he said, this shit has to stop. And for that sake, Kennedy, thank God.
It does need to stop, guys. What's going on, exactly what he's talking about, the NSA, the IRS, the CIA, the DEA, the FBI. You know?
Right.
Like, these guys, it's like they have license to kill, license to do whatever the fuck they want, man. This is bullshit. The IRS making the designation on who's a church.
Right.
Some fucking Jomo fucking sitting behind a desk. Oh, we're going to do a nonprofit. Yeah, have they gone and inspected their books, looked at their organization, what their teaching is? They just nonprofit, church, IRS, deduction. Here you go, money, free deductions.
Right. But like I told you on that one long podcast we had, when you said, how come they don't attack David? You look back at what China acknowledged. Religion is the opium of the people. And there comes a point when the government has to realize you can't get too close to religion, because if David's tactics are keeping people so passive that they don't look at the reality and then start a revolt, it keeps them passive, because they don't have to worry about what's happening now, because David's promising them eternity and the ultimate paradise, the ultimate heaven.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the government doesn't go against religion. And
support base, cookie jar base. Their cookie jar.
It just goes back to basically what's real, and the fact that, you know, David has taken certain legal steps toward you. You know what's funny, and I'm going to quote scripture. I'm not a believer, but I know the Bible pretty well. You know what the Bible says about what happens when someone goes against a believer?
Yeah, you're supposed to go to hell or some shit like that.
No. The Bible says if you present your message and someone doesn't believe it, dust your feet off and go to the next house. The Bible never said use legal means, go back to the courts, and I'm talking the first century. If you're a true believer, all Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and then you get into the books by the Apostle Paul, all they said was preach your message. If it's not accepted, move on. It never said enact legal things to shut someone down, because the one thing the Bible said was either people accept the truth or they don't. And
it also says in Ephesians 11:5 or 5:11 or 5:15 that, hey, if we exceed the wrong being done to the flock, that, hey, we're supposed to speak really loud about it.
Okay, hold on. Quote that again.
It's
Just
like
be a little slower.
Ephesians 5:11, I think. Basically, it's
Right.
talking about the false prophets. Like, hey, because somebody said, "Oh, who are you to touch the anointed?" I'm like, it says so in the Bible, dude. If we see false prophets coming out, that we're supposed to expose them and speak loud about them.
Oh, I have no problem with
Yeah.
exposing false prophets, but the Bible also made the point, don't make that the main issue. You can expose them by one word. You don't have to take them to court.
Yeah.
Because to me, if you wake up in 2022 and you want the truth will be exposed. But if you go back to the first century, the truth will be exposed, and then you have like you said, the Apostle Paul said, okay, expose them, absolutely, but that doesn't take away from the fact that if you're preaching the truth, you're not going to go out of your way to say, well, this guy over here is saying the wrong thing. You just simply state your truth, and by you doing that, you're going to expose the false prophet in Ephesus, which was why Paul wrote that letter to the Ephesians.
Okay.
Well,
makes sense.
My whole point is the evolution of truth kind of handles itself about people dealing with things, which goes back to my whole thing about David. David has to prove his value. He has to prove his wisdom. David has to prove why he's a prophet. David has to prove why you have to give him money. Well, if you merited one of those things, you wouldn't have to prove it.
Yep.
The human race would just wake up and say, you know what? David's the truth.
Like healing people out of hospitals?
David wouldn't have to prove a goddamn thing.
Yeah, like healing people out of entire hospitals? David, if you walked into an entire hospital full of cancer patient kids and you healed every single fucking one of them, dude, like legitimately, you probably would have the fucking world following you, dude. But you know what you haven't done is exactly that, dude.
Right, which is one reason when you brought that up and I was, talking about Benny Hinn and Peter Popoff, have one video conference, go to one hospital wing of cancer patients that are kids, identify them, have proof that their last MRI or CAT scan was in this state, and after you bless them, boom, the cancer's gone. Can you give one example?
Nope.
No.
You sure can't.
You just have to have faith. And I'm thinking, you motherfucker, you're asking people to give money. If I woke up tomorrow and I could cure cancer, I would have motherfuckers on my back with cameras saying, okay, I'm going to go down, and if there's John B., Jane Doe, anything, boom, can we get your last scan? And now your scan, okay, now I can prove I healed them. David can't do that. Benny Hinn can't do that. Peter Popoff, but people still give them money. And David claims, well, the prophet of God shouldn't be under such scrutiny. Well, the Bible says a prophet of God is under more scrutiny than anyone else.
Yep. The prophets are under more scrutiny than anything. It's almost counterproductive to be a prophet. And in the Bible it says most of the prophets, it's the real prophets and the apostles, like they were preaching from the corners and from the back of the crowd. They weren't standing up on stage and saying, Jesus is here, everybody, like David. Jesus is right here with David E. Taylor. No, they were humble about their preachings. They were standing in the fucking corner being like, hey, Jesus, hey, this is who this man is right here. They weren't up on stage asking for fucking money to heal cancer. No. David, does it say that in the Bible anywhere? That the prophets and the apostles were up on stage saying they could kill cancer, begging for money to drive Bentleys, Beamers, Range Rovers, buy steak and lobster, jets?
No, actually, Jesus said you give free, offer free. No money for services. Jesus said give free, offer free, no money. So where these clowns came up with this thing that you give money and you sow a seed,
Bullshit. It's all bullshit, guys. Everything.
well, it just comes down to reality, because David claims that prosperity comes from sowing seeds. Now, if the Bible says, if you look at Jesus, this guy had no money.
Yep. He's broke. He's a carpenter. He walked everywhere.
Right. And and let's just say Jesus is real, which I'm still open to that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a spiritual experience that proves otherwise.
Yep.
Let's just say he was real. And this guy was the Son of God, healed the sick, fed the hungry, but still told people, you receive free, give free. All right.
Yeah. But David's out there begging.
How come David doesn't have a revival? Or how come he doesn't just walk around the streets like Jesus? And if there's a leper, which we don't have a lot of lepers today, heal them and just have a proof of that through media, a camera. Okay, we healed a person. Okay, this person has a gimp leg. Boom, David healed them. And he just went on his way. David can't do that. But I would think, why not? Wouldn't that be the equivalent of the first century? Because Jesus never said, hey, the Apostle John is sitting here with this basket, give us your shekels. I never read that in the Bible once.
Yeah.
Never read it. And you know what I mean.
Yep. I'm with you.
And I'm thinking, as I get older and you think about money, now money's powerful. You have to make it. You have to pay it. If you don't make it, you're not going to have electricity. But with spirituality, whatever happened to the notion that someone would show up and do supernatural things and wouldn't ask for money, which is what Jesus did in the first century according to the Bible.
Yep, he didn't ask for no money.
Why are all these motherfuckers, I hope this doesn't ding your algorithm.
No, I encourage free speech. I cuss here all the fucking time. I don't care. It's a free platform. Some of the shit David said and all these other Baptist leaders have said out on the platform compared to what I say.
Right. Well, my whole thing is human happiness and the pursuit. I don't care if it's through spirituality or through digging in. The minute you get money into that, why does David need a dime? If the Lord heals through him, why couldn't he just live in his, quote, residential center? He should be able to heal people remotely. He doesn't have to have a revival. Is God's Holy Spirit that limited that he has to have a event at an arena? Fuck you.
That's he's got to feel that important that he's got to build a stage like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or some shit and go to an arena and fucking he did Thor. He set himself up to be basically a Christian rock star, religious rock star, basically. I'm talking to somebody else who's actual pastor and said, yeah, there's like a dynamic to this where it's like you follow a certain way. And this guy told me, he's like, I had pastors that quit because they were getting too big because it was so overwhelming. He's like, some people back the fuck off of it because it's crazy.
Right. Well, here's another thing when David talked about his latest dream from Jesus. Now, I really don't know because David doesn't talk about doctrine a whole lot. Let's say you believe in the Trinity, okay? Which David's never really touched on, but he believes that Jesus is... There has been times he said Jesus is God. Now, if you go back to the scriptures say, you cannot view my face and live. All of a sudden, David can view the face of God the Son and live, go against the scripture, and claim that he has special. If you know where I'm going right now,
Yep, I am.
Alex.
Yep.
Right, but it's a complete contradiction because there has to come a point, and like I said, when you look at Ken Copeland and his devilish grin, he looks like the Joker.
Looks like he's possessed. Ken Copeland's possessed.
Oh, he's crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember being a little kid and flipping the channels on Sunday morning and seeing him, and he was just the most arrogant prick. And I'm thinking, people are sending this, and I don't know if you remember one guy when I was a kid that set himself up on top of a tower.
Mm-hmm.
I'll think of his name in a minute. And he told his followers, if you don't give me $250,000, the Lord's going to call me home. And I'm thinking, if I was that guy, call me fucking home right now. I don't need any money because
Take me, dude.
if that's the dynamic for me to meet Jesus, don't send me a fucking dime. But he had this fucking nerve. I'm going to think of his name in a minute.
Mm-hmm. Did he jump?
Pardon?
Did he jump?
No. He got the money.
And they gave him the money.
And he carried on his ministry for maybe 5 more years. He died. But I was thinking, Alex, honestly, if the Lord came down to me and said, okay, I'm the Alpha
Savior.
and Omega, I'm the real Lord, and you have to raise money, and if you don't do it, I'm going to send you home to heaven, I'd be like, fuck the money, I want to meet you right now.
Yeah, let's go. I same here. If that legit happened, guys, I'd be like, hey, take me home, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Take me fucking home. Take me home right now. Let's go. Bye.
Right,
I'd peace everybody up. Be like, see y'all later. Deuces. Bye.
Right.
Without question. Without question.
God, I have to think of this character's name because, when you look at Peter Popoff and you look at, Bob Tilton and all these clowns that use this stuff for so long, and Miracle Spring Water, if you want this, everything's going to be good. Well, whatever happened to, if you want to make more money,
getting a job?
Work better your job. If you have to be educated, get further education. Stop fucking whining about why you're not paying your bills. Fucking
David's not paying his bills because his donors are running out.
well, but that goes back to the exact same thing with all these other clowns.
Yep.
If people aren't buying it, but they claim they're going to have ultimate prosperity, well, if David has ultimate prosperity, why does he have these properties that he does not have the ingoing capital to maintain them? Because I have one home, Alex, and it takes enough of me just to keep this house going, and that's fine. But if you get into 3-4 mansions,
they got 5, I think.
Well, yeah, but what does it take to maintain them? And
hundreds of thousands of dollars per year.
Right.
Millions, possibly. Well, the one in Lutz, the big one in Lutz they just bought, Thor. I mean, that it's 6 acres. It's got a main house, which is 30,000 square feet. And then the guest house is 3,000.
Right.
And I got reports on that house. I know some insider information about that place. It's a fucking dump, actually. It really is. But I'm gonna jump off here, Thor, and I think I'm gonna start wrapping up the chat and get some questions out here.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you.
Love your channel, love you, bro. But let me let you go, and
okay.
We'll talk later.
All right, Thor. You have a good day, man. Text me anytime, man.
All right, bud.
All right, be good, brother. All right, that is Thor Brynjolfsson. He is an ex-Jehovah's Witness member, and I value his information highly here, man. It's It really is to pick the brain of that right there, and get some real insight. Yeah. Thanks, Daphne. And you, Daphne, I have the information. If you want to email or anything, it's in my channel description. Look, okay, it's there. So if you want to text me offline and start chatting and shit, we can do that. Okay, my phone's right here, so it's on me. Thanks for stopping in and sharing your story. I was paying attention to your guys' chat too. Okay, I saw what was going on, Daphne, for sure. I saw everything. I saw what you guys were talking about. I wish you could have stayed in, man. I wish you could have stayed in and like fully done that. We were thinking at the time that somebody was in there actually fucking with David's like stuff, you know? I mean, really, check this out, Daphne. Let me show you something here real quick. They can't even spell miracles right. Look. Look at that. Miracles. Look at that. Look at that. What does that tell you about these guys? No attention to detail. They have zero education. They obviously don't know how to use editing or anything like that. Right, Daphne? It's fucking funny, right? It probably, you know, Chris Com, that's what we're thinking, man. Like, we're worried about some of these people, dude, that they're getting abused by him, dude. We really are, man. There's people that we're paying close attention to, and we're very concerned about some of the people in there, man, possibly being physically abused. Yes, we're worried, big time. Big time. So what do you guys got questions about the stage? Definitely not going to happen. Because David's trying to live this fucking rock star life, man. His speech I'm concerned about. Yeah, Daphne, I got background on Joseph too. Story behind him. Daphne, there's stories behind everybody here, man. And that's the shitty thing about it, Daphne. That's the real shitty thing about it, is that there's people behind this cult that are actually being destroyed by this asshole actively as we're speaking right now, Daphne. You know, as we're speaking, you know what's going on inside there. It's actually, you know, Daphne, Joseph would most likely be better educated to do the cult than David. I got fucking Bishop Scott up preaching right now, his bullshit. Look. Yeah, but fucking George Scott's doing it like a sack of shit.
That's God's promise.
That's God's promise, everybody. That's
God's
God's promise.
God said He's going to heal your land. You're going to be more prosperous than you ever have been before. You're going to have.
Hey, Michelle and everybody, I'm watching your Zoom right now. Just want you to know that I'm watching. See, I'm on your Zoom. Who am I? Whoever am I?
Now you get ready to invest, and you'll never go back to where you were again. I see people now in the spirit.
Okay, and here's this shell chick, right? This chick right here, she puts on her Sunday best every time David comes on. But we think she's a paid actor. And she runs 2 Zoom accounts sometimes on David's Zoom.
Time now is to embrace.
Let's see if she's got 2 accounts running today.
Coming out, and you're coming up, and you're coming above everything that the enemy has tried to do against you.
Let's see here.
Lift your hands there. Lift your hands. Oh, I feel God here. He's there where you are.
Okay, so she got 1 account up, that's for sure.
He's there right where you are. He's right there where you at, Fed Sanders. He's right there where you at, Michael Miller. He's right there where you at. He's right there. Come on, lift your hands. Obey God.
When I hear some of the names they're calling out, I know the stories behind them, man. It's fucked up, dude. Fucked up shit. When I hear them calling out some of these names, it's like, fucked up shit, man. Like, there's real people being affected here, guys. There's real few people being affected here. Call the judge who got fired. Yeah, none of that happened either, Daphne. None of that happened either. Okay, hang on. I'll put the information in the chat. Give me a second. Hang on. Here's the information for the Zoom meeting. Hang on. I'm putting it in right now. Okay, there's the Zoom link meeting, and then the code. All right, that's the code for the meeting. And they're live right now, too. They're live.
Recording in progress. And God sent the plague.
And God sent the plague.
God sent the
You got
plague.
look, David's got his booty bandit.
Let my people
David's got his fucking booty bandit right here.
Let them go out of this bondage. Let them go out of this captivity. Let them go out of debt. Come out of debt. That's what God is telling
Michelle,
you.
hi.
You're gonna come out of debt.
Hi,
You're gonna
Michelle.
come
I'm watching your
You're
Zoom.
gonna come out of sickness. You're going to come out of disease. You're going to come out of trouble. You're going to come out of trial. You're going to come out of sadness, depression, oppression. You're going to
You
come
guys
out
want to see how I
of
get on their Zoom? Watch.
disease. And he told Moses, I'm sending the plague now. And they will surely let you go.
Guys.
And then it went, here it comes. The shut in. Go, the last plague is going to be death. But you tell the people, my children, go into their house, shut the door. Hatobo, shut in! Shut in! And seek not survival,
Not survival.
seek not even revival. Seek my face.
Look at this asshole. Look at this dumbass. Nope, got kicked. That's what happens. The host has removed you from the meeting. Fuckers. Right? That's how it happens. I've been yelling at you. My dogs are probably in the other room like, what the fuck is he doing back there? I think I'm gonna go and start wrapping it up, man. You guys got any questions, comments, concerns, man? Please leave them in the comment section below. I do have a Google Voice number set up and an email. Yeah, I just got done making an appearance. Wrong invite code? Nah, it should be the right one, man. Yeah, 886-3812-2674. I'll double check it. 886-3812-2674. And then the join code to the code to get in is 873-389. Let me know if you're able to get in. I was able to get in. That's what I used. But so yeah, today was kind of about the stage, but you see we got off on, you know, we had Thor call in and talk, which is always really nice. I always like having Thor call in and talk, because he has a lot of good information about, you know, the dynamics of these cults, because he was indeed in the Jehovah's Witness, which some of us believe is one of the biggest cults out there. So if you guys have questions, comments, concerns about this, you know, stay tuned. There is more content on my channel about the dynamics of this cult. We've gone pretty far into this idiot's life and pretty much peeled apart every layer several times over. So with that being said, guys, thanks for stopping in the morning. Thanks for listening and joining. Thor, thank you for talking. All you guys, thank you. Subscribers, to you guys, really, without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So, you know, they are on Zoom. Joseph, this idiot's live right now, and he's out there preaching his bullshit. So I'm working nights. Depending on what happens, we might be running lives late Friday nights, like later, like 11:30 later, late, like midnight late, which is I'm fine with. I don't care. That'll be kind of fun. I think get a different crowd in. So, you guys, questions, comments, concerns, you can drop a text on my Google Voice number or leave them in the comment section below. Y'all have a good Friday. We'll see you next week. And again, you guys stay safe. Happy weekend, man.